Alright, me now. Go time, right, go. Alright, time back. Film me. Alright.
Just some awesome tricks.
Film me.
I'm the one just skating. Now here goes my friend. This is me and Tom Broad, the homies. Doing the cool tricks. Peace out.
I know, you're pretty awesome. I'm still recording it, you know. Go Starbuck.
And that was me and my home dog. Peace out.